Now, President Obama did a PSA during the Grammys, a public service announcement. I mean, what could be objectionable about that? But wait till you see what's in it. Now, Rush Limbaugh is going to criticize this heavily. I want you to watch and see if you can figure out what he would criticize him for. Let's watch.
Tonight, we celebrate artists whose music and message help shape our culture. And together, we can change our culture for the better by ending violence against women and girls. Right now, nearly 1 in 5 women in America has been a victim of rape or attempted rape. And more than 1 in 4 women has experienced some form of domestic violence. It's not okay, and it has to stop. Artists have a unique power to change minds and attitudes and get us thinking and talking about what matters. And all of us, in our own lives, have the power to set an example. Join our campaign to stop this violence.
How dare he? I can't believe President Obama said that. To be against domestic violence? Okay, you're confused, right? How in the world can you criticize the most benign PSA you've ever seen? Don't beat your partners. He's against violence. How are you going to criticize that? Well, this is what Rush Limbaugh was made for.
I haven't seen the full transcript of Obama's public service announcement on violence against women that ran during the Grammys. Did he mention ISIS or Al-Qaeda at all? He didn't mention ISIS or Al-Qaeda in that PSA in the Grammys? Or just domestic? Oh, just some domestic folks that were engaging in. Oh, okay. So he just confined himself to making up statistics about the number of women who were sexually assaulted in the U.S. Did you hear about this? The president said, right now, nearly 1 in 5 women in America has been a victim of rape or attempted rape. And he said more than 1 in 4 women has experienced some form of domestic violence.
What the fuck does ISIS have to do with this ad? It's a PSA on domestic violence. We're not allowed to do a PSA on anything anymore? Don't do drugs. Plus, we hate ISIS. Why didn't Obama mention drunk driving in his PSA about domestic violence or steroids in baseball? Left that out. Love steroids in baseball. They run out of things to criticize him for. This is sheer madness. The NFL did a PSA against domestic violence during the Super Bowl. But why didn't they mention Al-Qaeda? What is Roger Goodell up to? Does he sympathize with the terrorists? I guess this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. All right, but you know the real underlying problem that Rush Limbaugh has, right? He's couching it in the ISIS Al-Qaeda thing, but he's not going to be able to help himself. The reality is he doesn't like the point that Obama's making. The fact that Obama's anti-domestic violence bothers him. Take it away, Rush.
Out of the current population of the United States, 316 million, women comprise statistically about half of that, which means that there are about 158 million women and girls in the U.S. Now, 20% of American women have been raped or almost raped. That's 1 in 5. Then that's a total of 31.6 million women. 31.6 million women have been raped or almost raped. What is almost rape? What is that? Did he define that? So we're left to our own devices to define almost rape?
Okay, so I have to note for the record, I can't stand the way he talks. 316 million people. I know, I got it. All right, now, it's not almost rape, it's attempted rape. Like attempted murder. It's when you try to rape someone and you don't complete the act. It's not that complicated, Rush. See, these aren't his real issues. His real issues is, oh, come on, stop bothering us with domestic violence and, oh, raping women. I don't really believe you. It's not that big a deal. Stop hassling us. You're bothering me. You're bothering me with all this talk of domestic violence and rape. I don't like that kind of talk. And he doesn't believe the numbers. Okay, now, where do the numbers come from? He made them up, right? According to Rush Limbaugh, Obama just picked them out of a hat. No, they come from the CDC, Center for Disease Control. Okay, they didn't make them up. It's actually, to be exact, 19.3%, okay, of women. By the way, it's also 2% of men. So he does the big numbers. 39 million women, you know, that's I don't believe that. By the way, according to the numbers, over 6 million men in the country have been raped. Oh, yeah, that's a big number. I don't believe in big numbers. Buffoon. More.
It all started, actually it didn't start, but it really intensified with the totally made up war on women being conducted by the Republican Party. That began in earnest in January of 2012. This war on women theory and meme is actually part of the modern era of feminism, which can be traced back to the late 60s or early 70s. The notion that men are predators, and that all men are predators, that's their natural state, that women are at high risk every day of their lives in this country. And Obama is now throwing gasoline on that fire and using totally made-up statistics, creating a number of, it's a situation of rampant fear among college women all over the country with these mythical stories about the rape culture that exists there. And now here's Obama throwing gasoline on that fire, it's just going to further divide men from women and vice versa.
Further divide? Man, that guy is so grating on the nerves. How does anybody listen to him? Who listens to that guy and thinks, that's my boy, doesn't believe in domestic violence. I love that guy, right? So apparently Obama's throwing gasoline on that fire. How about the rapists? Aren't they throwing gasoline on that fire? Aren't they slightly more to blame than President Obama for the issue of rape, domestic violence that he's talking about here? It's just the mythical stories. 19.3% of women in America, I don't believe you at all. Oh, you claim you've been raped. No way.